want to hear this because breaking news this morning has reports that there is a buzz around the NFL Combine that Brady will indeed leave New England this offseason. Yesterday, it was reported that the Giants could pursue the 42-year-old QB. And on Tuesday, former Patriots assistant and new Giants head coach Joe Judge said the best players will play for his team, and he does not care how old or young his players are. He only cares if they can contribute. Shannon, could you see Brady heading to the Giants?
No, but this news that we're hearing, I think Jeff Darlington reported like he would be stunned if he returned. I think The Athletic had some guy was reporting it also at the buzz, as Jenny read about
the reporter who covers the Raiders.
Right.
He's hearing big buzz that Tom Brady's gone.
Right.
He's moving.
Right.
You and I just been talking about that since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So it's not earth-shattering news to us.
Nope.
People just thought we were crazy just trying to create a story.
We've been talking about it for months.
Yes. And but Skip, for me, it doesn't make any sense to me because, look, they have okay weapons. I like Slate. I think Darius Slayton is his name, or one wide receiver.
Yeah,
they have Golden Tate. They have Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard. But that offensive line is terrible.
It's terrible.
Why would he? He got beat up last year. Why would he go to a place? The one thing I'm going to want, I want weapons, but I need some protection so I can throw the ball to those weapons.
Yep.
That makes no sense to me, Skip. We got to stop this notion. Oh, we would really like him to come to our team, so let's throw that out there. Well, hell, since everybody throw it, let him come to the Broncos. Nah, we good with Drew Lock. Lock got that thing locked up. We don't need it.
If you had
wait
the
a
option.
second. Drew Lock, Tom Brady. Drew Lock, Tom Brady, Drew Lock.
Drew Lock got that thing locked up. Clack, clack.
Was he?
Yeah, lock it up.
I don't buy it.
And plus, we building for something. We ain't finna get rid of no 22-year-old for a 43-year-old. Where they do that at?
Even if I told you could win next year's Super Bowl?
Okay, Drew, you'll be okay sitting on the bench.
Okay, fine.
But Skip, that's the thing. You know, I just don't see it. Oh, well, Joe Judge is there. Skip, how much contact, how much talking to do you think Tom Brady did with Joe Judge, who was the receivers coach, and I think at one point in time he was the sports special teams coordinator? Yeah. Come on, man, stop this. Tom Brady is, look, when Peyton came out, and I know Peyton very well, there are only a handful of teams. Peyton talked to the 49ers, he talked to the Broncos, he talked to the Titans, he talked to the Cardinals. Now, the Titans had the most appealing because they could give him something I don't think any of the other teams offer him part ownership. Offer him, as soon as you're done, you get an immediate GM role or whatever you want. But he chose the Broncos because they had a nice offensive line that we can get back, got Vasquez at guard. They had a true left tackle in Ryan Clady and the weapons. We know about that. Plus, Skip, they went to the playoff the year before he got there and won a playoff game.
I did.
And he's like,
Tim Tebow.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You brought it up.
I didn't bring up anything. I just said they won a playoff game. I didn't mention the quarterback
Tim Tebow.
So, Skip, look, I don't see the Giants doing it. Skip, they just took a quarterback. With the 6th pick in the draft, they got rid of the guy that won them 2 Super Bowls. Well, they didn't get, he retired. But the writing was on the wall, you're not going to start. If you want to stay here to be a backup, and he didn't want to be a backup. So I don't see this happening. It's pie in the, Skip, it's pie in the sky. And I don't even know what, it's probably rhubarb pie, because there ain't no kind of pie anybody's going to eat.
So, back to the Giants first. The New York Giants would offer Tom Brady one thing and one thing only: New York City.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a New York City kind of guy. His wife is a New York
Skip, if I'm not mistaken now, Skip, he got his house on the market, but he does have a place. I don't know if it's in Chelsea or if it's in Soho. He does have a place there.
I thought it was in Westchester, but he might have both. They used to have a place in Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah, because Jay-Z and who else? The actor. I forget his name. I think
Chelsea's in Manhattan and Westchester's up. Okay.
De Niro.
I got it.
Okay.
So, arguably, you might want to get a place closer to New Jersey to where the practice facility is, or to the stadium, but whatever, they can afford it.
Right.
So that would be the only appeal to New York City, to the Giants would be New York City, because the team is not good enough.
No,
it's just
not even close.
No, and Dave Gettleman, I know he's done some good things in this league. He always comes off a little goofy to me, and I'm not sure that Tom would want to join forces with that.
Right.
And finally, you look at what's the legacy there. The legacy is that Eli beat him twice in Super Bowls.
Right.
So would he want to try to fill Eli's shoes? You know, like it's the wrong fit.
Right.
And it would come across like, well, Tom, if you couldn't beat them, you finally joined them, right?
Yes.
That's not Tom Brady's M.O. He has too much pride for that, and he wouldn't want to. What if he went and they missed the playoffs next year, and people said, well, Eli could have done better than this, right?
You know that's going to happen.
Right? Okay. So now back to my big picture point. What this continues to fuel is what I continue to tell you, that if, in fact, Tom Brady hits the open market, I'm talking about the open market on March the 18th.
Well, he's hitting it.
At 4 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
It is going to be chaos. It will be hysteria. It will be the sky is falling all around the league, because it still, for me, is like Michael Jordan becoming a free agent after winning the championship in 1998 in Chicago.
Right.
He's at the end of his prime, but still barely inside his prime. And I still believe Tom Brady can take a good team to a championship.
But see, the thing is, Skip, you're thinking rational. And Tom Brady, but all these teams like, oh, Tom Brady's a free agent. Look, there's only a handful of teams that have a realistic chance of signing him. Everybody, just because he's free, Skip, that doesn't mean the other 30, obviously, Seattle and Green Bay, there are certain teams that's not going to be interested. But there are not going to be 25 teams that have a realistic chance. I believe there are probably no more than 3, 4 teams that have a realistic chance.
But how many do you think will try? At least try.
Yeah.
A whole bunch. Maybe more than half the teams will at least attempt to say, hey, they might even try to outbid for him, right?
Well, Skip, you know a lot of teams try to get in contact with Tom Condon, who was the agent of Peyton Manning. You know that, but he whittled it down very, very, very early.
Except Peyton had an injury risk hanging over him that was huge.
Yes.
Because he had to get fusion at the top of his spine, right?
He missed an entire season.
Entire season. So there was a whole injury risk question.
And still,
will he ever be Peyton again?
And that's the thing, Skip. Tom Brady does not have an injury history. He is just going to be 43 at the start of the season. They really didn't know what they were going to get. I mean, the Broncos gave him the most money in the NFL, and he could only throw the ball 10 yards.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have that risk going here.
No!
Tom got beat up last year because his offensive line wasn't very good, and he didn't have any receiver he could separate.
But we believe he could throw the ball farther than 10 yards.
He can throw it farther than 10 yards, and we believe he's relatively healthy.
Yes!
And we believe that he's kind of reinvented the way to create longevity at that position.
Correct.
And if you can get rid of the ball quickly, you can stay relatively healthy.
Correct.
And I don't know if pliability works, but it does for him.
That's all that matters.
He believes it.
That's it.
Right? And I don't know if his diet works, but it works for him.
Correct.
Right? I don't know if avocado ice cream is the answer, but it is for Tom Brady. And he looks to me, his arm strength did not diminish last year. His quickness of release did not diminish last year. So all of a sudden, with the wealth of knowledge, the all-time wealth in his brain, if you could get him for a reasonable price, because I don't think he's going to demand huge money. He's not out to break any banks.
You don't think he won't at least 30 mil?
30, okay. But what if in the perfect situation, I don't know, again, Cowboys, Chargers, 49ers, that they all could say, let's go Tom Brady for 2 years because we're on the verge. And Tom could say, you know what, you are on the verge, and I believe, let's do my hometown team, the 49ers. Would you cut bait with Jimmy G? You'd probably wind back up with Belichick, right?
Yeah.
Would you cut bait and let me come here and try to win 2 championships for you? Yes, we would do that. Well, he might say, I'll take $20 million. It's not like he needs the money, right?
Yeah. That's what people like, I don't need any more money. I don't need any less either. Skip, it's easy to say. Obviously, it makes his job a lot easier when you have a wife that's worth an estimated $400 million and brings in about $30 million herself for a year. I don't see him. Like I said, I believe there's a handful of teams. I believe, like I said, a handful.
Well, you're probably right, but there's going to be way more than a handful.
Oh yeah.
Just try to offer him $45 million.
Skip, it was like when KD. Now you and I, when KD was a free agent last year, even with the Achilles injury, everybody lined up to try to sign KD.
Yes.
But we already knew there were only a handful of teams. Knicks, Nets.
Like it's reported, Tampa Bay would love to get Tom Brady. Well, yes, they would.
I bet you would.
And they're not a bad team. They'd be okay. Okay.
Yes.
But for what price? If they said, we'll give you $50 million a year, would he think about it? I doubt it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, Skip, it's not about money with Tom.
Yeah.
If you are correct, believes he has a year to 2 years left, it's about how soon can he get to and win a title. Because he's on the clock. You and I know this, and he knows it, and the other guy that's the coach of the place that he looks like he's about to leave, they're in a race. And the race is who can get to Lombardi first.
That's it.
That's
Period.
it.
End of
It ain't
story.
about no money.
No.
Somebody can offer him $100 million. But if you don't give me a chance to beat Coach Belichick to that destination, what good is it?
Right. And so Tom is thinking, I got to maximize my ability to win next year's championship.
Yes.
While watching Bill Belichick maybe try to win with Jared Stidham.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And good luck.
Yep. That's it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
All right, we still have a few weeks until he officially becomes a free agent. So that means this conversation, it's not going anywhere. We're going to let the speculation continue, and do not